Hi everyone, this is going to be a fun video today because you're going to love it. I call it the $10,000 secret. Now, doesn't everybody want to know a $10,000 secret? How you can put another 10K in your jeans? I think everybody does. So, anyways, you've heard lots of real estate agents say, you need to keep it clean, you need to have things neat and tidy, it needs to smell good. Like, there's all kinds of things you can do to make your place, just pop and hopefully get you that few extra bucks or get you what you're asking for. So yes, I'll touch on that too. Obviously, these are all very important things. Um, I know in other videos I've talked about another set of eyes. I always feel that's so important because especially when you're living there, you don't always notice things. So to have an agent or somebody, even a friend or whatever, just say, "Hey, can you just do a walkthrough? Pretend you're shopping for my place, shopping for a home, and what do you notice and not notice about my place?" And let them actually critique you a bit and see what they say. So I think that's super important. Again, just because when you're living there, you just grow accustomed to stuff. So yeah, smell. I talked about that. We had quick story. We had one house we had listed. We were so excited. We had a lot of action on it, and all of a sudden I was getting feedback from all these agents saying, "Yeah, there's something funky. Smells funky here in this basement. I don't think it's I think there's an issue in the basement." I'm like, "What? Didn't smell funky, a few days ago. What else had happened?" So we did a quick exploration. We went on a hunt trying to figure out, okay, what's happening here. Well, wouldn't you know it, we found some wet towels that were in the washing machine but not turned on, and they were smelling bad, and it actually was getting into the rest of the basement. So it's amazing how just a set of towels can all of a sudden mess up your whole showings and make a mess of everything. So we washed those towels, cleaned them up, and we had great showings from there on in. So, anyways, that was fun. Another thing about I know a lot of people talk about clutter and declutter. For some people, they just have a lot of stuff, and that's good. I guess that's a sign that you've come a long way in life because you got a lot of stuff. And for others, it just means they need to maybe throw some more stuff away. But I know how that is. I used to build houses, and I could just never throw away that one board because I just might need that in the next project. So I know all about having lots of stuff. But my suggestion would be have a place where you can put all this clutter, so that you can declutter the rest of the house, and then you have just one specific place where it's there's a lot of stuff. So that could be, take one spot in the garage, one of the carports of the garage or whatever. Just put all your stuff in there. Or let's say if you got all your stuff in the basement, just kind of take one room. Okay, this is where I'm going to put all of our stuff. And I mean, it's nice that people can still kind of go through it, go at least look into the room and see a couple things. But I do think that's valuable if you just can't get rid of everything and you need to keep certain stuff, at least put it all into one spot, and then you should have great success with that. Yeah, little things. Make sure all your lights are working. It's amazing how a couple of burnt out bulbs just kind of, I don't know. It's got to be bright. I don't know, whenever we're showing a place, we're turning on all the lights, even if it's in the middle of the day, just because I want it to look as bright and cheery as possible. So it's amazing how just a little thing like clicking on lights can make a difference when you're wanting that good offer to come in for your place. Other than that, I think I've covered most of that stuff. Now you want to know what the $10,000 secret is, don't you? Okay, I'm going to tell you. You ready? Okay. The $10,000 secret is list your place properly. I know we all want like the best bang for your buck. I used to get kind of, as a builder, I'd hire a real estate agent to come and sell my house that I just, spent 4 to 6 months, pouring my blood, sweat, and tears into. And and then they would, I'm thinking, well, this place should sell for whatever, 400 grand. And then I have an agent come and say, well, yeah, but really the market, you're only going to be getting like whatever. It's probably a 375 house or whatever. So they recommend let's list it at 370 or something. And I'm just like, what? That's like 30K that I'm just missing out on. So that was, I always struggled with that. But then as an agent, I'm realizing that there's a lot of truth to what they said. First of all, there's unrealistic market expectations, and we all have them. And you just have to, you do have to go and look at the comparables and see, oh yeah, this is, is in my area, houses like this is what they're selling for. So yeah, that just is something you got to take a hard look at. But I think most important is price it right. So I always tell people don't price it too low and definitely don't price it too high, because too high just means you're just going to have very few showings, if any. I've seen places that were priced too high. I've had listings that were priced too high. Nobody came. Like absolutely nobody came. So you're not even giving yourself a chance. So this is my recommendation, is price it right. And what I even would do, I mean, if you want to err on the side of a tiny bit too low. So I'll give an example of a place we had listed for $319,900. I figured this place is about $320,000. So I figured $330,000. This house is basically a $330,000 house, but my clients were happy with listing it at $320,000. They thought, if we could even get $320,000, we're happy with that. So we listed it at $320,000, and of course it was in that price range where you get a lot of action, that entry level type price range. So we listed at $320,000, and I'll tell you, we had people come like crazy. It was I don't know how many showings we had, but it was dozens and dozens and dozens, and open houses were just overflowing. So it was fantastic. And then when the offers came in, they started pouring in. And most of the offers were pretty close to what I thought it was worth. But there was a few offers because, we had, I don't know, let's say it was about 9 offers that had come in. And they had clients that were excited about this place because we had done the work. We had, it looked good. It smelled good. It was a great neighborhood. So when it was all said and done, my clients got $365,000 instead of $330,000. So we not only put $10K in their jeans, we put another $30K in their jeans, or $35,000. So they were super pumped about that. So that is my recommendation. That's my $10,000 tip for today, is when you're pricing it, don't go crazy. Don't list it too high. You're better off to list it right on mark, or even a tiny bit lower, just because you're going to get a lot more action, and that's going to be exciting, very exciting. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.